Check, check. Hello and welcome to this varsity lacrosse matchup. The Saints at home taking on one of the premier lacrosse programs in the country, Haverford, who are coming into this game with 9 Division I recruits here. So among those, Gavin Morrissey committed to Villanova, Charlie Reagan committed to Navy, Anthony Costa to Brown, Teddy Gillen to Cornell, Christopher Brunetta committed to Harvard, Connor Morsel and Jackson Gills both committed to Notre Dame, Finn French committed to Duke, and Danny Kinnard committed to High Point. So this is a team that is stacked with talent, and this is, of course, going to have to be a hard-fought game from the Saints here. So we are just about underway here at Knowles Field, and I have to say it's definitely going to be a hard matchup for the Saints. Some keys to victory. Their defense is going to have to be in point as they have struggled winning faceoffs, and Haverford's faceoff is committed to play to Villanova, so that's going to be just a tough point in the game for the Saints.
Yeah, St. Chris is definitely going to look to win some more faceoffs today. It's going to be tough, but I think once they get on offense, should be solid. Got some good players up there.
Yeah, and Saints, as you said, great players on offense. They're going to have to get the ball on that side of the field and give themselves chances, as Haverford certainly has a great offense of their own, and as now the team's coming onto the field here.
One thing to mention, Hank Mullins, Sewanee commit in midfield, got injured yesterday in the loss against Episcopal, so that's going to be a big loss for St. Chris today, but a couple guys coming back from injury, so should be able to take his place.
Yep, J.J. Tidwell, I believe, making a return today.
Yep.
Brings the speed and athleticism to the Saints. A multi-sport athlete is impressed on the football field and impresses on the lacrosse field, and just brings a competitiveness and just speed to that team, and is a very valuable player to have out there. I'm sure the Saints will be grateful to have him.
Looks like we'll have Wright Gehring starting face-off today. Look to get a good start to this game.
So Morrissey facing off against him. And Morrissey wins that one. Villanova commit. Slows down a bit, finds his teammate Finn French. French taking it slow. Over to Morsel. Morsel gets it behind the crease. Playing in the end zone a little bit. And off to the sideline. It's Dan Kinnard, the midi. Kinnard going in. Staved off there by good defense. Saints not allowing too much, but here's Kinnard again. Rolling around, finds his teammate behind the crease.
Yeah, Haverford putting some pressure on early.
You got Morsel with a shot, and it is stopped. So the Saints managed to stop Haverford's offense on that first possession, and now in transition here.
Over to Hugh Mack. Let's just slow it down a little bit. Get the rest of the offense on.
Yeah, I loved what we saw from the Saints defense there. Great on ball, great off ball. Did not allow any opportunities there.
Looks like Bowen Ireland, U of R commit, may be playing a little bit more of a midfield role today with the absence of Hank Mullins, with Clark Dillard slotting into offense.
Yep, and makes a nice pass back. Now James Ayers, the VMI commit, looking to find some open room for a pass there. Finds Ireland. Ireland spinning around. Ireland working his way in, and he scores! The Saints put one on the board first. Amazing play early on here from the Saints. Absolutely love to see it as they take a lead on a very impressive game.
It's a big play from Bowen Ireland. As we said, great player for St. Chris, but that's huge. Start this game.
So despite the face-off loss, the Saints, both sides of the field, looked really great there. I really like the patience, and they were keeping up with Haverford on every step of that.
Yeah, Hill, I agree. Good start to the game. Obviously, a lot of time left, but
nice check
good
there.
To see early.
And the ball is just everywhere right now. Someone loses a stick on the field, someone from Haverford, and that ball is out. The Saints get possession back.
Great defense.
And scooped up there. It was Whitfield Mullins on the steal.
It's Colin Weiss, I believe.
Hugh Mack rolling around. And already you are hearing the energy from this Saints crowd. As they slow it down a little bit, it's T. Gehring. Passes over to Ireland, over to Ayers. Plenty of time on the shot clock for Ireland to runs on the sideline.
Yeah, Ireland playing a really different role today. Deep.
Ireland gets in, sends it too high.
It's going to start with Charlie Edmonds here.
Edmonds makes a pass. A little shoving there. T. Gehring over to Hugh Mack. Mack to Ireland. Ireland looks like he wants redemption. Ireland makes a pass and lost but recovered. Nice recovery there by Clark Dillard. And that one again, just couldn't quite put that one in the back of the net, but I love what we're seeing here. So this one will start with Haverford this time. Long pass on the sideline. Morsel
on defense, sophomore.
And running around. Hutchinson to DeLacy. DeLacy running around trying to disrupt the Saints for a little bit. Nice screen there for French. French back to Hutchinson. Hutchinson smoothing in and looked like he wanted a shot but couldn't get the opportunity as Bernetta driving in, slips and falls, keeps the ball, but he is under a lot of pressure. Ball comes out and manages to scoop it away to his teammate. He got it to Brian DeLacy. Braden, apologies.
Great defense here from St. Chris. 10 on the shot clock.
And loses that one. And the Saints look out a little bit there. That could have been dangerous as he had the ball right in front of the net there. But too many bodies in the way. And what a start here from the Saints defense.
Hugh Mack again looking to slow it down. Get the other players up with him. J.J. Tidwell checks in with Bowen, Ireland, and James Ayers.
Yeah, I really like this lineup right now that the Saints are running. Tidwell running in. Got this distinctive red cleats there. Clark Dillard over to Ireland. Ireland looked like he wanted a shot. Couldn't find much through that defense. And Edmonds back to Ireland. Ireland running around. A lot of resistance. Fires one again. Just could not put it in the back of the net. But the Saints, I mean, they look like the better team there. They are getting their shots. Only managed to put one in, but the offense has done a great job of possessing the ball here.
Yeah, Ireland, again, starting deeper.
Oh.
Getting another shot. I think that may be his 4th shot of the game. He's getting a lot of opportunities, making a lot for himself as well.
That's exactly what you want to see. Even if they all aren't going in the back of the net, that's exactly what you want to see. James Ayers trying to put the moves on him and loses the ball, slips, and couldn't quite get it to his teammate. And now Haverford on the attack. Pass over to the sideline. It's Morsel. Morsel over to Allender. It's with Bernetta. So both teams making some substitutions. Bernetta under a lot of pressure there. Got a pass to Rissachetti. Kinnard tries to get him with a stutter step around the crease. And big defense there.
James Ayers on defense.
And a pass. Couldn't get a shot out of it. Here's Risciatelli. Couldn't put that one in. And it's in the crease, and it's with Freddie Mooring. The Saints get another stop on defense.
Yeah, you can really tell this defense is going to have to be really dialed in on every possession. They can't let anything go against Haverford.
Haverford recovers again. Jack Risciatelli. And with a shot, and it's no good.
Going to go with St. Chris.
So a little over 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Very defensive game as the Saints lead 1-0. And good physical defense there from Allender for Haverford, but
Finn Walter gets it up. Clark Dillard with it.
And gets that one off to Tidwell over to Edmonds. Edmonds running along the sideline. And the screen gets some room for the pass. Now Hugh Mack. Mack with a spin move. Little turnaround there. And T. Gehring fires. Hits it too low. Tried to get it on the bounce. Couldn't quite net it in.
Luckily, that's going to stay with St. Chris. Charlie Edmonds looking to make something happen.
Using his speed, the turnaround. Gets the pass. Fires. And saved. Good save there by Haverford's goalkeeper.
JJ going to use his speed here, try to get back.
And nice passing, but saved there. Freddie Mooring responds with a save of his own. And Haverford still scoreless.
That's big from Freddie Mooring.
J.J. Tidwell with the move. Tidwell makes the pass to Edmonds. Edmonds' long pass gets it to Ireland, who has been a volume shooter today for the Saints.
Yeah, Freddie Mooring, another save. Bucknell commit has been really important so far, these first 8 minutes or so.
And here's Mack. Hugh Mack with a stutter step, trying to use his speed. Back to Ireland. Ireland powering through, and shot, I think, deflected by a defender. And both teams fighting for this one as still up, ends up with Haverford running down the sideline. Anthony Costa Oh, came out of his net too early. Puts it in play.
On defense here.
O'Kane. Sam O'Kane for Haverford. Backs off a little bit. Saints defense has been perfect so far. Only let up a couple of shots. Let's see if they can keep that going. They'll have to. And puts that one in the back of the net. Bit of an announcer jinx there. Is Charlie Reagan for Haverford puts one on the board. So 2:53 left to play. These teams tied 1-1. Saints 0 for 2 on face-offs. Have not seen many of them today.
See if Wright Garen can win this one.
And just powered over. And Red with the hold. Will stay with St. Chris.
So it's going to be big for St. Chris. Every face-off they can get just to start the attack.
Absolutely. Ireland slips and falls. Gets a pass off from that tight sideline there to Brooks Wright.
Yeah, Brooks Wright checks into the game. First action of the day.
Hugh Mack, stutter step, trying to find the space for the shot. Can't find it as he had good defense in front of him. Edmonds been playing behind the crease a lot today. Gets a pass off. T. Gehring. Gehring through some checks. Finds Brooks and makes a pass. And could not get that one in the back of the net.
Some good ball movement, though, from St. Chris with Charlie Edmonds now.
Edmonds over to Wright. Right to Hugh Mack. Mack makes a short pass to Ireland. Reset the. I think they're fixing some issues with the shot clock there and pause the game. But we are back now. And right within the back of the crease, Ireland. Edmonds back to Wright. Wright around the crease. Gets it to Gehring. Gehring to Ireland. And an amazing shot there. T. Gehring bounces it into the net from about, I want to say, the 25, maybe 30-yard line. And the Saints take the lead again.
Big time play from T. Gehring. Good offense, running down the shot clock with about 1:30 left, and that's great from St. Chris. Good to see them leading, possibly going into the second quarter.
Just need to keep it out of the back of the net for the next minute and a half. Here's the face-off. And heck of a fight here as God could not tell you he's going to come away with it, and finally Haverford does.
Right, Gehring still fighting for it.
Yeah. And they're going to believe it's Haverford taking a timeout, and we'll be back after short break. So we are back here. Haverford starts with possession. French jogging around the 30-yard line. Makes a pass to Morsel. Marcel to French. And approaching the net there. Good defense, though.
It's going to be interesting to see if Haverford are going to try to hold it, because by the end of the shot clock, there's only going to be about 4 seconds left.
Yeah, they don't want St. Chris to have a shot here to potentially put one in at the end of the game. They want to have things tied up. And that one is taken away. Intercepted by Wynn Lucas, who is using his speed now and stopping Haverford's attack there.
St. Chris are going to be able to finish off this quarter now, right after this timeout.
So we are coming out now of the timeout. The Saints will have 23 seconds to potentially put one on the board before the quarter ends, as they lead Haverford 2-1 here. And we'll come out of this timeout with possession.
Yeah, that would be a great way to end the first quarter.
Just going to start with Hugh Mack. Mack to Gehring. Gehring makes it to Ireland. Ireland running across the 25-yard line. Gets a screen there, and Ireland's shot will not go as he shot it wide there.
9 seconds left. See if St. Chris can get one more.
And in a hurry is Edmonds. Edmonds takes a shot, and it's saved by Haverford, and they launch it downfield. Not going to get it to the offense in time, and the Saints will go into the first break up 2-1. A great showing here so far from the Saints. So we're coming out of the break now. So the Saints, Lucas, obviously exceeding expectations here as one of the nation's premier lacrosse programs taking a lead at home field. What are you seeing right now that are the keys to the Saints' lead right now?
Looks like, with the absence of Hank Mullins, we're dropping Bowen Island in the midfield and giving him the ball a lot. Now, Wright Gehring, been a big player this game at faceoff so far.
And can the Saints come away with it? Still fighting. Haverford gets back at it as Reagan, the long stick down the field, as they're trying to hurry here, whips one and sends it high. It was number 14, Chris Brunetta.
Yeah, Haverford on attack early, but St. Chris have been pretty solid on defense too, only giving up 1 goal in the first quarter. That's pretty impressive against a team that, has had so much success.
And Kinnard over to Brunetta.
Finn Walter, VMI commit.
Brunetta back to Kinnard. Yeah, Walters has been indispensable on defense this year. Richatelli gets it back to Morcell. Morcell, and falling as he tries to take the shot was Finn French.
Freddie Mooring saved that as well, I think. Just barely. It's a great save again. He's been a huge player this game so far.
Yep, and Chris Brunetta is everywhere trying to chase that ball down and gets it past half field.
It's going to be Purcell.
Purcell gets out of danger. Charlie Edmonds over to right.
Yeah, Jack Purcell joined this team this year. Interesting switch from collegiate to St. Chris. You don't see that very often, but he's been good to have on this team so far.
Yeah, T. Gehring looks like he wants a shot. Gets a pass instead to Ayers. It's with Mack down that right side of the field. It's behind the crease to Edmonds. Edmonds to Ayers. Ayers absorbs a hit there. And Ireland over to Dillard. Dillard makes a pass to Gehring. A lot of ball movement here from the Saints. And Gehring and could not quite net that one as the shot was taken by Clark Dillard. Had a little wide on the ground there, but it'll stay with the Saints.
Actually, I think it's going to go with Haverford here. Thought that was going to stay with St. Chris, but...
No, you're right. And French slowing things down a little bit. Over to Brunetta. Brunetta gets back, pass back to the crease. Morcell over to O'Kane. Gets it over to Hutchinson. Hutchinson trying to use his speed, get around, looking for a pass. Takes a short one to O'Kane.
Number 26, Chase Bjorn, that's checked in the game now for St. Chris.
Oh, that one hits the sidebar.
Yeah, Hill, again, we see a lot of talking, a lot of communication on defense. I think that's been really important. Who do you think has been kind of those guys on defense today that they've really looked to step up?
Finn Walters definitely, and I'd say I can always point to Finn Walters on defense. And I mean, really, I think the biggest cue on defense isn't necessarily the individuals, but the team play. They've been a cohesive unit. And here comes in for the shot attempt, and Haverford nets one in there. It was Chris Brunetta, ties it up. So a tight game here. Haverford will not be denied as they finally get some space through the Saints defense and put one in. And now we'll be off for another face-off here. Saints have been much better at it today than they have been in the season. And the Saints getting boxed out a little bit there. And scoops away with it, loses it, and can't come away with it. And delivers a check but couldn't get it out.
Yeah, that's
And
a big check.
And Haverford now back on the attack. Rishratelli over to Kinnard. Kinnard looked like he was looking for some space there on the run. Couldn't quite find it. Brunetta had that one interrupted, but he still got it to his target. Rishratelli can't quite put it in there. And now running in some big checks, but couldn't get the ball out. It's Morcell.
Whitfield Mullins on defense here.
Rochelle. And the shot nets it in. Haverford takes the lead 3-2 as they get 2-1s in quick succession there. And now the Saints fall behind. Gonna have to get their confidence back.
Yeah, great goal by Haverford, but, you know, St. Chris just got to get back to what they were doing early. They've been kind of recently a second-half team, so we'll see if later in this game St. Chris kind of starts to get rolling.
And that one, stiff competition there, running in.
Oh, wow. Little cartwheel by Colin Weiss.
So they're going to call that one for White. And the Saints will have it on offense. So it's with Mack. Mack looking to run it in. Mack over to Ireland. Ireland back in the crease with Edmonds. Edmonds, high pass, dangerous, but got it to him. Now Ireland back to Anderson. Sorry. Gehring trying to fight his way to the top of the crease there. Couldn't find it. Ireland running in, sends it wide.
Just going to stay with St. Christopher's again. Lots of shots for Ireland today. Could only find one so far, but hopefully he can kind of get a shot back, get a few more in.
Tidwell over to Ayers, over to Gehring. Nice spread out offense here. Haverford with plenty of bodies in the way, and Haverford will intercept that pass. Saints trying to put the pressure on before they can cross the field, and can they recover here? Ireland manages to do so, gets hit after the pass. Ayers to Gehring. Gehring, oh, what a shot, but couldn't quite put it in there.
Yeah, that was Hugh Mack, actually, number 7. Just can't get that one in, but quick counterattack by St. Chris. Now Haverford's going to try to do the same.
Haverford looking a lot more comfortable now that they have that 1-goal lead. Hutchinson over to Cole Seaman. Seaman seen his first action of the game. Seaman gets it over.
Only a freshman. Getting some playing time here.
And a good screen there set for Seaman. Seaman running in. Looked like he wanted a shot there, but decided against him. Marcel gets hit hard, loses the ball, and coming out of it, I believe it's Will Baruch.
Yeah, that's Will Baruch. Again, Jack Purcell, great defense. He's been a big player so far for St. Chris.
And communication on the offense, and that's T. Gehring. Gehring over to Ireland. Ireland has it at the 40. Passes to Tidwell. Tidwell with the stutter step. and looking like putting on some football moves on him. And Edmonds running around the crease, makes a pass to Ireland, who stretches out to take that pass in. Hugh Mack turns around, looked like he wanted a shot, but got it checked right before he could get it off on the windup. Now Haverford on the attack, Finn French leading the way. And the shot bounces and goes too high.
Yeah, that shot had a lot of speed on it.
Gonna call offsides, I believe, on the Saints. As Saints coaches don't look very happy with that call. A little controversy on the sidelines.
Coach Horner trying to get his defense set up. You know, can't be happy with the call, but they're just going to have to play through it here.
Yeah, sometimes those calls just don't go your way, and the refs make a decision you don't like, but you just have to adjust because a high school game, you never change in the ref's mind. As Olender. Now French has to have about the 30. Trying to find a pass. Bernetta. Gets it over to Rischetti. Morcell. Sends a high pass. And rolling in. Falling down and makes the shot. Haverford, another one on the board as they take a 2-goal lead. And on a 3-0 run here.
Yeah, not a great quarter from St. Chris so far. Still got just over 3 minutes. Could get something going here before halftime, but props to Haverford this quarter. They've really stepped up. 3 goals, just kind of flipping the script a little bit.
Yeah, like you said, the Saints got to go back to what they were doing and get their mojo back, as they say. Up for another face-off. And Haverford comes away with that easily. Marissi makes it straight there. Encountered no resistance. And now Haverford up 5-2. And he did not even take a pass there.
Yeah. Face off for Haverford. Looking stronger and stronger as the game keeps going.
Yeah, and that goal did not even take 10 seconds. And, I mean, I'm sure Mr. Coach Horner is not very happy with what his defense looked like there. And Haverford now really starting to look like the better team here. And again, does the same thing. The Saints got to run back. Makes a pass this time, though, and he loses it. But a flag comes out for contact after the fact. I believe they're putting away. Looks like they're putting away Whitfield Mullins for a minute for unnecessary roughness or unnecessary contact. And just a frustrating call. I didn't quite see the contact. I saw both players go down, but can't really make a judgment on that call because I didn't see it actually occur. And Allender got it behind the crease on the side. Almost looked like he wanted a shot there or pass in. Allender. And now on the side is Morcell. A lot of ball movement here. Morcell.
Good defense by Colin Weiss.
Colin Weiss checked him on the shot, it looked like. But Haverford recovered. Stopped that one, but couldn't get it away. And that one hits the crossbar, but now the nice wide open. Wow. Oh, that must have hurt. Finn Walter took a horrible shot there. He just turned around and took it to the body. And looks like he is in some pain, and it looked like it hurt there.
Yeah, definition of just putting his body on the line there. Laying it all out here. Patrick Mullins, number 15, is going to be checking in for Finn.
Yeah, Finn, props to him. He probably stopped a goal there and took a hard one for the team, but the Saints not quite out of it.
Yeah, that's got to hurt for sure.
And now coming in, just a great shot there. Haverford puts another one in, and they are pouring it on. And this game has gone from a 2-1 Saints lead to a 6-2 Haverford lead, with no signs of Haverford slowing down.
Yeah, that's Sam O'Kane, the sophomore midi for Haverford. Once again, yeah, as Hill said, just kind of no stopping right now for Haverford. St. Chris haven't really been able to get anything going, and Haverford have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, and now, of course, Finn Walters having to take a moment on the sideline isn't going to help either. And Haverford going to get it on an early go penalty. Hollander behind the crease, making some passes. It's with Kinnard. Shetty. Hutchinson running in. Hutchinson makes a pass right in front of the goal, but great defense there as number 18, Colin Weiss, came in to save that one. Shetty turning around, making a pass. Back with them at the 35. And spin move. And makes a pass, and he was right in front of the goal there. I mean, just no resistance on that shot.
Yeah, Haverford really not stopping here. That's 6 unanswered goals in the second quarter alone. So it's going to be tough to come back for St. Chris, but as I said earlier, they've been a team that's come back a lot recently. So.
Yeah, and Saints take a timeout. We'll be back after the break. So we're back after the break. Haverford on a 6-0 run. 6 straight unanswered in not much time, I have to say that. And really laying it on thick here. And the face-off won again by Haverford. That has been the issue for the Saints in the second quarter.
Will accurately putting on the pressure. Another timeout.
Timeout taken by Haverford this time. We'll be back after this break. So we're back out of this break as Haverford going to start with possession here. And O'Kane starts to the ball, makes a quick pass over to Morcell. Now some passes around the crease. Burnetta's shot is not going to go. It'll be too wide, it looks like.
Haverford have the opportunity to finish off the half as the shot clock is at about 50 with the game clock at about 30. So
Yeah, so they can take as much time as they want, but they're looking like they want to play fast here. Shetty. Morcell now. Morcell makes a pass. It's a little too wide for his teammate, and it probably would have been a goal, but the Saints managed to stop it. And with under 10, Freddie Mooring's just going to launch this, and we'll go into the next half with the Saints down 7-2. So the second half is going to be underway in about a minute and a half. So the Saints came into the second quarter, the 2-1 lead, and now fell behind 7-2. Lucas, what do you see in there that has made the Saints fall apart a little bit?
Well, not a lot of attacking, just not a lot of chances for St. Chris going forward. But, Haverford has been great on offense, great on defense. St. Chris in the second quarter really didn't get much. So I think if they can win a couple face-offs, just get the ball going forward, I think that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Face-off's going to be a big point, as they were fighting for and putting up a good fight in the first quarter. In the second quarter, they're just letting them get away with them. And saw a couple plays where, face-off, Gavin Morrissey just took the ball and in under 10 seconds just ran to the other side of the field and put a goal in. So got to keep putting up the fight and just cannot let them get those easy breakaways on the face-offs.
Yeah, just got to put some pressure on. I think one goal is really going to get them going. We saw in the loss against Christchurch, it was a close game. They brought it back and were winning at one point. So if they can just get a comeback going, I think that's going to.
Yeah, they were down, I believe, 6-2, maybe 6-1 in the Christchurch game, and lost in overtime, 12-13.
Yeah, so similar score. See what we can do here.
Yeah, you're talking earlier about them being a second half team. Definitely seen that multiple times this season already. As here's a face-off. And putting up the fight. Can he get it from Morrissey? And the roll just does not go their way. Morrissey down the left side gets a pass off and fires, saved. The shot was by Teddy Gillen, the defenseman. And Freddie Mooring with the big save there. And the pass put out of bounds. It's going to go back to Haverford.
Yeah, Colin Wee's not going to be happy with that one, but that's going to go straight back to St. Chris. An error in defense from Haverford.
Yeah, Gillen. Gillen tried to send it down the short side of the field and sent it too high for his fellow defenseman to reach up and get. As here's Edmonds over to Ireland. Ireland trying to get on the inside. Finds a pass and finds a shot. Number 7, Hugh Mack, puts one on the board early for the Saints. Exactly what they needed. Cut the lead to 4.
Yeah, just like we were talking about right before this half started, one goal was going to be really important. Early goal for St. Chris, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
It's a 3-7 now, and got to disrupt the face-off a little bit. At least put up the fight like they did last time. Can't let them just walk away with it. And it's unfortunately, seems to be what they do there. And Marcel finds a pass to Allender. Gets it to Bernetta. Allender. Some substitutions as Richatelli over to O'Kane. O'Kane running in, finds a pass. Here's Richatelli. Putting a stutter step on them. Body's been between the net though. And Richatelli puts a stutter on him and finds a nice pass and flicks it in for the goal. Put the lead right back up to the 5 for Haverford.
Yeah, just, good pass from one attackman to the other. Easy goal.
Yeah, just had that good off-ball motion there from Haverford. And Saints defense just couldn't quite keep up.
See if Wright Gehring can win this face-off.
And push on the other side, but can't get away with it. French passes over to Morcel. Morcel over to Delaki. Bernetta over to Lunder. And DeLacy over to Hutchinson. And pass outside. Trying to roll in. Good on ball.
Millens on defense.
Yeah, good on ball defense from him. Olender over to Marcel. Marcel finds French. French trying to work his way in. Has a little bit of open net. Couldn't find it. And that shot too wide.
Yeah, it looked like a good shot.
Yeah,
almost in the top right corner.
Yeah, just zipped it just outside the crossbar. And now stumbling is Olender and scooped up by the Saints, who make an impressive stand there and taking advantage of the mistake by Bernetta. Now Edmonds over to Ayers. And Ayers down the left side of the field, 30-yard line, 20-yard line, and wanted a shot and just sent it too high. So he tried to zip one in and couldn't quite find it, but it'll stay with him. Here's Edmonds. His pass just a little off target, and rare mistake there by Ireland as he couldn't quite take it in. As French, and an amazing shot there, as that was just a rocket.
Yeah, another goal for Haverford. Coach Burke didn't look happy with that one.
The Saints started off with a good goal. Didn't score at all in the second quarter, put two in the first, but Haverford is continuing their hot streak that they found in the second quarter, and it is quickly slipping away from St. Christopher's. And they're going to call Haverford for moving early on that one, and the Saints will take anything they can get on the face-offs. Hugh Mack with a pass. It's Edmonds in the end zone behind the goal. Sends one deep, finds Gehring. Over to Ayers. Back to Gehring. Gehring rolling in. Finds a pass. And it looked like, I believe, redirected away from the net by the goalie on the shot there. Here is Ireland. Ireland running on the across the 25. That one looked like it's deflected there.
Yeah, that ball deflected. Another shot for Ireland. He's going to take it again. See if he can make something happen here.
Yeah, the Saints leading shot taker, I'd wager. Yeah, it's on the 30, running in. Finds Gehring. Gehring dancing around him.
That's Hugh Mack.
Hugh Mack, apologies. And Ireland, through some traffic, tried to bounce it in and could not quite put it on.
St. Christopher's is going to go straight back to offense. Good save by the keeper. Shot by T. Gehring.
It's passed a little far, but no Saints in the area to take advantage. It's Bernetta around the crease here. Marcel. Back to Bernetta. Finds Allender. Gives it right back. And in no rush here for Haverford. And Cole Seaman over to O'Kane. O'Kane running in. Backing away a little bit, but trying to find it in. And a nice save there by Freddie Mooring. Prevents that one from finding the back of the net.
Whitfield just completely lost his stick there. Regains control.
Yep. Nice recovery. Barely managed to get away as he had a couple guys from Haverford running that way. And Will Baruch just got stuffed there.
With Brunetta here, slowing it down now, going at Win Lucas.
And looked like he stepped in the crease there. And that is what they'll call. Looked like his foot slipped a little bit. Saints will take that. And now a bounce pass. And trying to haul it in, fighting for it. And looked like, oh wow, shoved out of bounds there. Whitfield Mullins picked it up and got put out of bounds. Ottlander back with them over to Brunetta. Brunetta trying to find his way through the defender. Kennard running in. Backs off a little bit. Nice pass. And zipping around the crease and putting in there is Jack Richatelli. Yet another one for Haverford as they take a 10-3 lead.
For number 10, Jack Richatelli.
Yeah, again, kind of back and forth for a minute, and then Haverford gains control, gets an attack, and from there it gets another goal, makes it 10-3.
Yeah, their offense has just been rolling today. And fighting hard for this face-off. And can the Saints come away with it? They can.
It's going to be Chase Bjurlin.
Yeah, Bjurlin spinning around. Gets to Edmonds. Edmonds on the sideline. Got to make something happen quick here. They need the momentum. And Edmonds to Mack. To Ayers. To Ireland. Ireland running in. Ireland over to Edmonds. Edmonds and Hugh Mack couldn't quite get it on the bounce.
Good ball movement there. Just can't get the shot to go. But a little bit better from St. Chris. See if they can get a goal here. Narrow the margin.
Yep. Ireland. It's the pass to Ayers. Ayers running in. Tries to send one in from out deep, but couldn't quite do it. Turning around, Tears. Gehring puts a stop on him. Gehring lets it fly, but couldn't quite put it in. A good shot there, but just stopped and taken in by the goalie. So Soski over to Brunetta. Passes it behind the crease to Ollender. Right back to him. Ollender's had the ball a lot more in the look back half of the second quarter and then this half than you did in the first quarter. And Hutchinson running in. Made the pass. And open net again. Number 10, Jack Rischitelli, who's having himself a night, puts another one on the board, the 11th for Haverford. Saints have not scored since the beginning of this quarter.
Looks like Bowen Ireland is going to be taking a run at faceoff now. Changing it up, see what he can do.
And see if he can get something done. Couldn't quite. Haverford recovers, and back with the goalkeeper, Edmonds. Tried to put pressure on him there, but to no avail. So Marcel slows it down a little bit. Gives it to Kinnard. Pass downfield. A lot of ball movement.
Really seeing the effects this game of how having one of your starting middies out is with Hank Mullins out, and JJ only now coming back from injury is really affecting St. Christopher's. Not having those extra guys, especially juniors and seniors, some experience in there is affecting them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely is. Kinnard running around across the 20-yard line. Over to O'Kane. Some fast passes here. As Seaman driving in. Makes a pass. Looks like he wanted it low. Still wants it, but saved by Freddie Mooring. Dan Kinnard couldn't quite net another one for Haverford. And Hugh Mack swarmed, and he loses his stick. Haverford takes it right back. They're refusing to let go of the ball.
Yeah, every time St. Christopher's has gotten the ball across halfway, just kind of whoever it is just getting stuffed. Haverford is really quick on defense. Quick to getting 2 or sometimes 3 guys on that player.
Yeah, I was just swarming them. And clearly an efficient strategy as the Saints have only netted 3 with 25 to go in the third quarter. And running around, lost it there, scooped back up into the crease. Defenders coming to stop an open net here. French with a spin move. French makes a pass in and tried to get it right on the ground and just couldn't put it in. Too wide there. The Saints avoid a 12th goal, but not much time to do much in the third quarter. 7 seconds, and Haverford closes it out 11-3. 9 goals in the last 2 quarters. Saints only have 1. We'll be back for the fourth. Just about underway for the fourth quarter. The Saints have let this one slip away from them, to say the least.
Yeah, one more quarter to, you know, maybe get a couple more goals in for St. Chris.
Yep. And
Or
Morrissey has been phenomenal today. The Villanova commit storming down the middle of the field, makes a pass to Morcell. Morcell over to Ricchetti. Finn French. French slowing it down in no hurry, and when you look at the scoreboard, you'll see why.
Yeah, really slowing it down, but number 2, Thomas Hutchinson, trying to get something going. Now over to number 41. That's a goal.
Yep.
Connor Morcell.
Connor Morcell has seen a lot of action today, and a lot of passing, a lot of shooting for him, and has been a big reason for Haverford's offense. They are a well-oiled machine today as they extend the lead to 9 over the Saints.
Bowen Ireland back at face-off. Usually playing attack, really playing a lot of different positions today.
Yeah, as you were talking about earlier, just a couple guys out and have to make those adjustments. And now fighting for it and put in the effort. Can he get away with it? Not quite. Haverford scoops that one up. And, yep, that's another goal. Just great passing, great movement, and the Saints just, they look like they just can't keep up here. The lead is now up to 10.
Yeah, we're really seeing how strong this Haverford team is. Really, really impressive from them. See why they're one of the best teams in the country.
Yep. And now Saints fighting for this face-off. Couldn't come away with it, though. Bernetta over to Ricchetti. Back to Bernetta. Finds O'Kane in there. At a leisurely pace here, I must say.
Yeah, Hill, absolutely. They're really in no rush.
Now it's Roos breaking out, seeing some of his first action this game. And a spin move, but he loses the ball. Could have been another goal there, but not out of it yet. Not sure who exactly that's going to go with. He's going to go with Haverford.
Yep, going to be with Haverford again.
So Roos. Marcel finds O'Kane. O'Kane driving in. Puts out to the top. Roos again. Over to Ricchetti. Ricchetti. And Freddie Morin comes out of the crease there. Has 2 guys on him. Managed to get the ball out. And Finn Walters looks like who has made his return to the game after absorbing a crazy shot to the back.
Hugh Mack looking for something here.
Got a screen.
Over to James Ayers, otherwise known as Porky.
Ayers over to Mack. It's with Tidwell. Tidwell over to Mack. Mack running in. Over to Mack and sent it too wide. Did not have that.
Chris.
It just didn't have the accuracy in the handle on that one. Be T. Gehring bringing it in. Tidwell again at the top, running in, takes a stutter step. Gets it to Hugh Mack. Over to Gehring. Sorry, Ayers. Ayers running in. Hits the crossbar on the shot.
Hit on him. It's going to be white ball.
And it's going to say the Saints. Now Tidwell. Tidwell running in. Finds a pass. It's Hugh Mack. Mack to Gehring. Gehring wants to let it rip. Just could not find the angle, and now Hugh Mack.
Still 35 seconds on the shot clock.
Yup, and lets it rip too high. As the Saints managed to possess the ball for a while, but couldn't put it in, but they'll have it again as Gehring passes to Ayers. And Gehring. Tidwell running in. Tidwell tried to let a shot go, and again, couldn't really put that one in the back. Just didn't have the accuracy. Had the speed, not the accuracy.
Yeah, only 10 seconds left now. Hugh Mack going to have to go. It's going to be a goal.
Hugh Mack puts one on the board for the Saints. Nice turnaround there. Had him right where he wanted him. And cuts the lead to 9.
Going Ireland again. Going at face-off.
I mean, just want to try anybody you can at this point. See if someone can provide you a reliable effort at least. A reliable fight, I should say. Not like anybody's not putting in effort here. And seeing that right there is got hounded on his way to the sideline. Brunetta. The sideline to French.
That's 7 minutes left. Haverford still slowing it down, taking their time.
Yep. Cole Seaman running in. Seaman over to Brunetta. Finds French. French with a spin move. And Shanetti is passing it around the four corners here. Cole Seaman looked like took a shot there and a little wide. Brunetta to French. French running in through the long stick. And running in.
Good defense by Wynn Lucas.
Yeah, just no opportunity to get an open net there. And French tries to spin around, loses the ball after falling in a big check. And the Saints come away with it.
Good stuff by Grant Clark and Whitfield Mullins there, hounding the offense and keeping the ball for the Saints.
Yeah, Wynn Lucas spinning around, trying to escape that sideline, just hounded there. And, I mean, he didn't have an open pass. I mean, all those guys around him, he had no chance of coming away with that, really. Did not have much help. And, I mean, that's really what you've seen a lot from Haverford's defense, just really surrounding the ball, closing off any opportunity for a pass or any way, especially on the sideline, just any way out of it. As Roos Gets it to Burnetta. Kinnard. Back to Morcell. Pass around. Burnetta couldn't get an open avenue from the right side of the crease there. And another one for Haverford. That one put in by Dan Kinnard.
Yeah, another good shot. Increasing the margin again to 10 goals.
I mean, I gotta say, this game has not been very close since the first quarter. Once Haverford put it together, they have been undeniable.
Yeah, showing how good they are. You know, St. Chris is a great team as well, but, you know, with players out and, you know, maybe not playing their best today and against a great opponent, it's been a tough game.
And tripping on the faceoff.
Gonna stay with St. Chris.
And Gehring finds Ireland. Ireland running in, one hand on the stick. Has it about the 15-yard line, backs away a little bit to the 20, and gets it to Gehring. Gehring to Mack. Mack running in across the sideline, turns around, loses it on the shot attempt, though. And now Haverford with their chance to respond. So Allender running in over to Morcell. Collins at about the 35-yard line, running in, and a lot of running across that right side of the goal and passes to the behind the goal there. It's been doing that all day. And fires that one off a defender's stick.
I think that may have been off the helmet of Walter, actually. Not completely sure, but it's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, hard to tell when the ball's traveling that fast. All of Haverford's attackers really can really swing it. It's reflected in the score, that's for sure. As a nice fake out there. Couldn't quite get a shot attempt out of it. It was Michael Allender.
Good save by Freddie Mooring.
Yeah, Freddie Mooring, the Bucknell commit, showing off his talent there. As under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, even though, 14 goals for Haverford today, Freddie Mooring has made some great saves.
And these goals really aren't his fault. You've seen a lot of just kind of open net, no defenders in the way, and great ball movement, get someone right there for point-blank range kind of thing, especially on the point-blank. It's just never a goalie's fault.
Absolutely. Great shots and offense from Haverford all around. Not much Mooring has been able to do.
Hugh Max lets one sling and couldn't quite net it.
Yeah, Hugh Mack, another committed player for the Saints. He'll be playing at Loyola in 2 years' time.
Yeah, an early commit.
Yeah, a lot of lacrosse players commit pretty early. September 1st of their junior year, they're getting calls, and a lot of players commit sometimes on that day.
Yeah, bricks right to Charlie Edmonds, and Edmonds' pass is just high and to the left of Hugh Mack. And it'll be with Haverford. Lacey. Over to Collins. Collins makes a pass to Hutchinson. Hutchinson back to Rousset. Say, running on that left side, gets it to Seaman. Over to Hutchinson. Hutchinson stuttering and pass behind the crease to Charlie Jones. Jones now against a couple defenders, finds a pass to Collins.
On the attacking side, Luke Hudson, the junior, has checked in for St. Chris with Charlie Edmonds coming off.
And getting it in on the second attempt is Cale Seaman putting that one in.
Yeah, 15-4 now for Haverford. Just under a minute left. Hard schedule this year for St. Chris. You know, Episcopal yesterday, good team. Haverford, a great team. And, you know, Lacrosse of Virginia is very competitive.
Yeah, I got Blue Ridge coming up and Stab. And PVI, too, ranked nationally in the top 20, I believe. And a nice move there. Put it on the ground, hitting the back, but a legal move.
Yeah, Hugh Mack, after some good moves from number 32 for Haverford, just, you know,
Yeah, George
put
Barton.
him on the ground.
Barton over to Anderson.
20 seconds left.
Charlie Jones running around. Just going to probably make some passes to close out this game and secure a 15-4 victory. And put on the ground. Saints recover, and a tough showing for sure. This is a very difficult matchup of very talented opponent. 9 D1 commits, 14 in total. And the Saints, as you were saying, have a brutal schedule. And this is step one. It did not go well, but like we said, just immaculate competition. So that'll do it. 15-4 is the margin of victory. Haverford takes it home. Thank you for watching.